Well, we all know that pandas are cute, cuddly, gorgeous animals, but the 2003 is probably just a little bit cuter and cuddlier than most. And this panda arrived in an envelope full of stamps. Strangely, all the stamps are in Italian lira. So clearly there must be something in Italy which lets you use old Italian stamps up and buy them cheaply, even if they use euros. So I'll have to look that up. Don't quite understand it, but well wrapped. Caused a curiosity in the office when it arrived. A different kind of envelope, which was quite fun. But what I ordered from Italy was a Chinese 2003 Panda in original packaging and capsule. It's a tough one to buy because 95% of what's available on the internet is fake, and finding ones that are real takes a little bit of hunting down. This particular one, I will be grading it, as I'm sure that you can guess. It's Shenzhen Mint, and what I'll explain a bit later on in this video is there's actually two main mints in China producing these. There's the Shenzhen Mint and there's one in Shanghai. And a lot of the time for some of the older pandas there are slight differences between the coins. So the ones that come out of Shenzhen will maybe have one type of date or a few kind of minor differences. The ones that come out of Shanghai might look a little bit different as well. But I'm pretty sure that this coin is genuine. It looks in fabulous condition, and it's one of the key types, and I'll show you some comparative pictures towards the end of this video. But this is what's called the frosted panda, and you'll see when you look at the face of this panda that there's some elements of bamboo which are at the bottom which are all pretty shiny, and that's the same on all of them. But the bamboo at the top above the panda can either be like frosted over and matte, or it can be shiny and satin. And NGC have actually got two varieties of this coin that they grade. Typically the ones from Shenzhen are the frosted type, and the ones from Shanghai are the mirrored type. But let's take a little bit of a look in detail at that part of the panda so you can see what I mean. So this bit above the panda, it's all a uniform kind of colour, and it's like frosted in the background on this one, and you can see pretty easily when you look at one of these coins. Some people have done an analysis of all these different 2003 pandas and seen more varieties. I've read some stuff on the web which says that there may be up to 5 varieties of these coins, but the key thing is NGC only have 2 varieties, frosted bamboo and mirrored bamboo. The mintage for the 2003 was nominally 600,000 coins. However, a lot of the people who comment on these things seem to think that there are less than 600,000 coins were minted, but there's no precise numbers. And roughly 85% of the coins out there are the frosted bamboo, and the rarer one is the mirrored bamboo. And here you can see an example of the mirror, and you can see that it's not quite as shiny, I don't think, as the front bamboo, but it's still not the kind of matte frosted bamboo of the Shenzhen Mint. So one to look out for. If you have, they're rarer than a hen's teeth, and they exchange hands for quite a lot of money. But if you happen to see the mirrored one, then it's certainly worth picking up. And some of the ones in 69 or 70 can go for anything up to $500 or so when they're graded, and they go for pretty good money even just as basic coins with original mint packaging. So let me know what you think of these different 2003 pandas, and which ones you have. I'm going to try and find the other one, but I don't hold out much hope at the moment. So before we finish up here on the 2003 Panda, just want to take a look at Panda mintages and just issue a word of, not really a warning, but just do your research really. The 2003 Panda had a mintage of 600,000, and quite a lot of the Pandas in the last 10 or so years have had mintages, probably before 2010 or so, of 500,000, 600,000. Obviously some of the early ones are less than that, but the latest 2016 Panda has an estimated mintage of around about 8 million coins. I have a theory that even though they bring out a new one each year, the 2013, 2014, 2016, none of those coins are ever going to really be a major premium because of how many have been minted. But time will tell, and it may be that they'll adopt a little bit of a mintage anyway because there's more collectors and because of how many are purchased and collected within China alone. But let me know what you think of the impact of massive mintages on modern pandas.